Hi, this is Cody, and I'll be analyzing the Peach montage scene from the movie Parasite by Bong Joon-ho, a thriller which explores social class differences, how they contrast, and hidden tensions between modern society. This overall scene from the movie Parasite lies right after the first act, while being an obstacle too. The purpose of the Peach montage is to get the original housekeeper fired and introduce the Kim family in more depth. Because of this, we know the Kim family is very clever, and once they find information about the housekeeper, they immediately use it against her. This also makes us believe what they're doing is very smart and not unfair in any way, only because we follow the Kim family's journey and we know absolutely nothing of the housekeeper yet. The mother of the Park's family is also very gullible and an uncaring person, allowing the Kim family to use and manipulate her easily. The scene builds a lot of tension as we are getting to know if their plan worked out in the end or not. This scene brings out the development of the son to be creative in order to find a way to kick the housekeeper out, changing him, allowing him to be corrupt, convincing the audience it has to be survival of the fittest in that world to win. I believe this scene achieved its overall purpose of building tension during it until the very, very final decision moment really well, and I think it follows the Kim's family's plan fluently, controlling the viewer to side and support them in their objective really convincingly, and to kind of guide the overall scene with their camera movements. The audience is engaged by the tension in the scene builds and the ability to read and predict what's going to happen next. The three act structures all contribute with each other, as each act has significance to the overall story and plot. The three act structure also helps us understand the story in order to feel and sense the tension in either the second act or third. The first act helps engage the audience for later acts as we know more about the people and story. You wouldn't realize it after you finish watching the scene, but there were multiple foreshadowings in regards to what's going to happen, such as the ketchup on the pizza and the Park family's mum slowly rising up from the stairs to find out what's going to happen, which was also before the final resolution, which also enhances the audience's experience by building tension, intense suspense, and anticipation. A code that has been used during the scene was an elegant music choice John Ho decided to put in, called Spetasi Oi Vigurni. Yeah, I definitely said that wrong. But this smooth, slow music is helped with the camera movement also being slowed and panning very, very steadily. Yang, the editor, also intercuts the locations from Mr. Kim and Yeonko, Mrs. Park conversation and the son at home to give the tempo more bounce and to make it feel like one conversation. This is also called cross-cutting, as once a new sentence starts, it cuts from Mr. Kim at home and to where he's talking to Mrs. Park, which very much keeps the audience from getting bored of the repetition in the scene, and close-up camera shots on the peach also being shaved isolates the object, creating the audience to feel as though something big is happening from the peach fuzz, which gives symbolizes danger and what was going to happen next. This whole scene can also be seen as a 3-act structure on its own, as it starts with a setup. Introducing the housekeeper and her weakness is what we call the first act. Act 2 also covers the first twist, where they put in a peach fuzz on her, and then got Mr. Kim to take a photo in order to convince Mrs. Park further that their housekeeper has TB. The climax of Act 2 is when Mrs. Park sees the housekeeper coughing with a bloody tissue, and it's in the bin. The resolution, aka Act 3, is very quick and short, which highlights Mrs. Park slowly fainting, allowing the audience to believe she believed every last word that was said to her. This is also a formal convention, the whole Act 3 in the movie on its own. Now, the cinematic codes and conventions highlight themes of class differences and social division. The contrast between the Kim's family's semi-basement home and the Parks family elevated, modern house, physically and visually, represents the social hierarchy, as well as differences in lighting and framing further reinforces wealth versus poverty, while also connecting to the film's style, to its message that class barriers are very difficult to escape, and people and the Kim family will go much far further on to achieve their purpose of getting out of poverty. Thanks for listening. Cody. Yeah.